Hi, today you'll get 30 questions. See how well you spot the unexpected. Let's go. Why are stop signs globally shaped as octagons instead of simple circles? Correct answer. To make them recognizable. Why do most modern ballpoint pen caps have a small hole at the very top? Correct answer. To prevent suffocation. What does the QWERTY keyboard layout purposely do to help users? Correct answer. It separates frequently. Why are most fresh milk jugs in U.S. supermarkets sold in opaque or solid white plastic containers instead of clear glass? Correct answer. To protect the vitamins from. What was the original purpose of the tiny pocket inside the front right pocket of classic blue jeans? Correct answer. To hold a pocket watch. Why do we often see a tiny hole near the bottom of commercial airplane windows? Correct answer. To regulate air pressure. But what is the purpose of the small raised bumps on the F and J keys of a standard computer keyboard? Correct answer. To help touch typists. Why are escalator steps grooved with deep vertical ridges instead of being completely flat? Correct answer. To mesh with the cone plate. Why do soda cans have an indented, concave bottom instead of a flat one? Correct answer. To help the can withstand the. Why does our voice sound different to us in our own heads compared to when we hear it in a recording? Correct answer. Sound waves travel through. Why are the edges of quarter and dime coins grooved while pennies and nickels are smooth? Correct answer. To prevent people from scraping. Why are the most expensive products in supermarkets usually placed at eye level on the shelves? Correct answer. To target the natural line. Why do mirrors appear to flip things horizontally but not vertically? Correct answer. They do not flip horizontal. What is the function of the little black cylinder or ring often found near the plug end of laptop charger cables? Correct answer. To block high frequency. Why does pouring salt on ice make it melt even when the temperature is below freezing? Correct answer. It lowers the freezing point. Why do some denim jeans have small copper rivets on the corners of the pockets? Correct answer. To reinforce the seams, why do many highways have textured rumble strips carved into the outer edges of the lanes? Correct answer. To alert drowsy drivers. What is the purpose of the tiny black dots printed around the border of a car windshield? Correct answer. To distribute temperature evenly. Why are crackers made with small holes poked all over their surface before baking? Correct answer. To prevent air bubbles from. Why was the standard width of modern railroad tracks in the US and UK chosen to be 4 feet, 8.5 inches? Correct answer. It was based on the wheel space. Why do green leaves change color to yellow and orange in the autumn? Correct answer. The green chlorophyll break. Why do cardboard boxes have a wavy corrugation layer of paper inside? Correct answer. To provide high structure. Why do standard golf balls have dimples on their surface instead of being perfectly smooth? Correct answer. To reduce air drag in a. Why are standard A4 paper dimensions designed with a ratio of 1 to the square root of 2? Correct answer. To ensure the paper retains. Why does a plastic shower curtain blow inward toward you when you turn on a hot shower? Correct answer. The falling water creates a. Why were the red margin lines on notebook paper originally introduced? Correct answer. To protect written text. Why do yellow school buses have thick black stripes painted along their metal sides? Correct answer. To reinforce the thin metal. Why do barcode scanners read the white spaces between the black lines rather than the black lines themselves? Correct answer. The white spaces reflect. Why is standard window glass transparent to visible light but blocks most ultraviolet light? Correct answer. The electrons in glass. Why are many manhole covers on city streets round instead of square? Correct answer. A round cover cannot. Thanks for playing. Write in the comments how many points you scored.